The charm and picturesqueness of the English village is undisputed the world over. Travel where you will, search the beauty spots across the length and breadth of Europe, and when back home again, you will have to admit that for beauty and interest, the English hamlet stands supreme. Many may uphold the tiny villages in Central Europe as being as good, but these mostly depend on the scenery actually surrounding them, rather than their own beauty. Backed by snow-capped mountainous ranges, they still lack the wonderful charm of the English village, with its winding green lanes and vistas of old thatch and aged wood. The very peacefulness holds you spellbound, and you feel that here amid the scenes of calm tranquility is the foundation of the English race, their natural calmness, which is such a characteristic. The visitor who tries to see England today and Europe tomorrow will mostly assuredly miss our wonderful little villages, for they are only found by searching, and only loved by knowing them in their various phases and moods. Many of these picturesque masterpieces have unfortunately been swallowed up by the increasing size of our towns, and others have been irreparably ruined by the erection of new houses built without thought either of their own beauty or the beauty of their surroundings. The English villages are the foundation of England.
Land's End to John O'Groats. A few years ago, this would have been considered a journey undertaken only by the brave and those in search of adventure. But today it is merely a question of how soon shall we be back. Motor cars, and particularly those produced by Morris, are so reliable that when I was asked to be a passenger on this test, I merely packed a change, put the camera equipment aboard, and soon we were away. With the new 20-horse Oxford saloon eating the miles, we were soon at Land's End with its colony of seagulls. A slight detour and we came to Muzzle on the Cornish coast. These tiny fishing villages have a very distinctive character of their own. Snuggled under the cliffs and behind huge breakwaters, they seem to be crouching from the fury of the Atlantic rollers.
When we reach Exeter, there are lots of routes, so we'll have plenty of choice.
The quickest way will suit me, all right.
Probably the dullest. It usually is. I know Devonshire. Give me the byways and the lanes. Won't it be grand to get among those Devonshire lanes again, winding up and down the hilly countryside?
Yes. And remember those perfect little villages and sudden views of the sea where the road dips down to tiny fishing hamlets.
And along the coast, we can search out sandy inlets and lovely coves where we can bathe.
I shall bask in the sunshine.
It's always assuming there's sun to bask in.
I suppose the car will stand up to it. They're pretty steep, some of those hills.
Stand up to it? Why, she'll revel in it if I know her. Give her a bit of throttle and she'll romp up any gradient we're likely to meet. She'll take us anywhere we want to go.
Then if the car's all right, it's only the driving I'll have to worry about.
If only my passenger can be trusted as much as the car.
And now let us travel into the region of the smallest things in England. Here at Fordwick in Kent is the smallest town hall. It is one of the oldest as well, the first mayor being installed here as long ago as 1292. By the side of a main road leading from the tiny village of Upleatham in Yorkshire is what is reputed to be the smallest church in England. It is only 13 feet wide and 17 feet long. It can seat only 15 people. In these days of rapid travel and huge mechanical monsters on the railways, it's amazing to find a full service being carried out with miniature engines and carriages on a track only 15 inches wide. Such, however, is the case with at least 2 railways in England which qualify for the title of the smallest. This particular one runs between Rumney, Hythe and Dymchurch on the southeast coast of Kent. The engines themselves are perfect pieces of engineering and are replicas of the giants which pull our main line expresses. No doubt, however, the saving in upkeep is very considerable, which reminds us that the car with the smallest upkeep cost is the Morris. This upkeep cost was probably the main influencing factor with the proprietors of this railway, and is a fact worth considering when purchasing a new car.